First off, can you define modest for us, and do you have a number in mind that the Finance Ministry will be looking to defend?
On the former, certainly, let's say, towards the year and maybe a bit beyond, let's say, 144 level, thereabouts. But we critically look really, as we just also heard, I would agree with that. It really matters what happens in the U.S. Think in terms of interventions. We heard it a few times already in the recent past, and whether that can be really that effective is, it certainly helps the yen on the margin if they do. But I think that remains to be seen whether we can have that effect. So yes, the key is that we see broader sort of dollar weakness happening, and only then we think actually the yen can sort of outperform a bit some of the other currencies.
And if and when it happens, what sort of impact do you expect to see on Japanese equities, which have really had a tremendous run over the past few months?
Yeah, you would first and foremost expect some effect on the exporters, naturally. So therefore, probably good if you look at exposure in Japan, where we have sort of a neutral position, to focus a bit more on either value or, in particular, domestic stocks, financial stocks in particular. I would mention. I think these are the promising ones within Japan. On the margin, probably exporters a bit less so.
When you take a look at China, you say that you're focusing on the alpha. What does that sort of translate to when it comes to sifting through what does look like perhaps an emergence of opportunities now?
Yeah, what we're seeing in China is quite interesting. We see a couple of capital measures, and over the last couple of years, that has actually sort of intensified. Right, also I guess in the absence of growth like we used to see it. So that could be interesting opportunities, dividends, buybacks, and we think also some of the more traditional, especially in the short term, also some of the more traditional sectors there interesting, including actually financials. So, yeah, this is probably an element where we think the market will focus on when these companies do more of the capital management